In Coronation Street, Detective Sergeant Lisa Swain has found herself at the center of a dark mystery surrounding the recent death of Joel Deering, and the circumstances have stirred up both suspicion and intrigue among fans. Since Joel's body was discovered in the river, the case has been officially ruled as a homicide, rather than an accident or natural death. With mounting pressure on the police to uncover the truth, it's DS Swain herself who has fallen under a shadow of suspicion due to some troubling revelations and her own unexplained injuries. As the investigation unfolds, viewers have been gripped by a series of unexpected twists. DS Swain's daughter, Betsy, has been growing increasingly wary of her mother's evasiveness and secrecy, particularly after learning that Lisa had been out the night of Joel's death, despite previously claiming she was on duty. Betsy's concern only deepened after Lisa began taking painkillers the day after Joel's death, and bruises on Lisa's back and side were revealed. These injuries left fans questioning whether the detective might have been involved in a scuffle with Joel or perhaps was present during the crime itself. This week, DS Swain finally broke her silence to explain the bruises and her whereabouts that fateful night. According to Lisa, she had grown impatient waiting for backup officers to locate Joel and decided to go out and look for him herself. In her search, Lisa claimed she didn't find Joel but witnessed a man attempting to snatch a woman's bag. She recounted the scene. Then he got in his car. I was trying to clock the registration plate, and he clipped me on the side as he drove off. Hence the cracked ribs. I didn't report it because I didn't want to be made to have time off. Despite her explanation, Lisa's secrecy about the incident raises more questions than it answers. Why would she, a seasoned detective, avoid filing a report on such a dangerous encounter, especially when it left her with injuries? Betsy's doubt lingers as she senses her mother's discomfort and realizes there's more to the story than Lisa is willing to share. In an emotional heart-to-heart with Carla Connor, DS Swain sheds light on a deeper reason for hiding the truth from her daughter. Lisa reveals the harrowing details of Betsy's mother, Becky, who tragically died on duty while chasing a suspect. She described the incident with palpable sorrow. Becky was chasing an assailant, and he jumped into a getaway car. She tried to give chase, and they called for backup, but he spun around and drove straight at her, purposely knocking her down. She died at the scene. For Lisa, reliving that traumatic memory and the painful task of telling Betsy about her mother's death brought back emotions she'd long tried to suppress. The recollection of Becky's death resonates heavily with Lisa's current predicament, as she explains to Carla that sharing her bruising incident with Betsy would only reopen old wounds. Lisa said, "Telling Betsy was the hardest moment of my life. She begged me not to go into work, terrified the same thing was going to happen to me. I couldn't possibly tell her what happened that night. It would just trigger all the fear and grief." Her words reveal a mother's deep desire to shield her daughter from further pain, even if it means carrying the burden of her own trauma alone. Yet for all of Lisa's attempts to keep her daughter out of her professional life, fans remain skeptical. Lisa's friendship with Carla Connor has grown closer over recent weeks, sparking theories among viewers that Carla may be involved in Joel's death and that Lisa is somehow covering for her friend. One fan speculated on social media, "I wonder if Carla killed Joel and Lisa took the hit to defend her, hence the bruises." Others suggested that Lisa's injuries could be evidence of a struggle with Joel himself, with one fan writing, "Maybe DS Swain got those bruises killing Joel." Adding fuel to the fire, Vicky Myers, who portrays DS Swain, recently hinted at the character's internal conflicts and trust issues. In a recent interview, Myers noted, "I don't think Lisa trusts anybody, and in some instances, she doesn't trust herself. She needs to learn to trust herself again. She's so unsure about her feelings and all the emotional turmoil she's going through. Even though she's got this facade of being in control, the cracks are starting to show." Myers' words add depth to Swain's character, painting a picture of a woman torn between her role as a mother, her loyalty to her friends, and her own crumbling sense of self. Lisa's friendship with Carla has also sparked its own set of controversies. Carla, who is known for her troubled past and her sometimes morally ambiguous decisions, appears to have won Lisa's loyalty, a friendship that has proven divisive. Many fans wondered if Carla could have been involved in Joel's death, and if Lisa is too close to see it or, worse, willing to ignore the signs out of loyalty. This growing alliance between Carla and Lisa, some believe, is eroding Lisa's sense of professional judgment and putting her reputation, and even her job, at risk. Further complicating the situation is DS Swain's role in investigating Joel's murder. Recently, the detective has been under intense scrutiny from her colleagues, leading to speculations that her bruises and her painkiller prescription might be linked to her attempt to protect herself or cover up something more sinister. As the investigation intensifies, Lisa finds herself trapped in a web of suspicion, with both her superiors and Betsy casting doubtful eyes her way. For Lisa Swain, the stakes are high. She must navigate the treacherous line between duty and personal loyalty, all while struggling with the traumatic memories of her late wife's death and the fear of causing her daughter further distress. Her bruises, unexplained painkillers, and evasive behavior have done little to quell the suspicions around her, making fans wonder if Lisa is truly the victim of unfortunate circumstances or if she's hiding a dark secret to protect someone close. This intricate storyline weaves together themes of loss, loyalty, and unresolved trauma, making it one of Coronation Street's most compelling and emotionally charged plots in recent memory. DS Lisa Swain's journey is one of resilience and survival, yet her increasingly fragile facade suggests that the detective may be on the verge of unraveling. With every interaction, the cracks in Lisa's carefully constructed armor are becoming more evident, leaving fans eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this gripping whodunit. As the murder investigation continues, the question remains, will DS Swain's loyalty to her friends and family ultimately lead her down a path from which there is no return? Or will her commitment to justice and her own sense of integrity eventually prevail?